So we are back again with this set of circles from the previous episodes. We are using the same set because this is a family set of characters that we will use in an environment painting later in subsequent episodes. So do stick around for that and make sure you are subscribed. To the extreme left, we have the front view, second set back view, third set side view, and lastly three-quarter view to form our turnaround template. The horizontal circles act as our width guide, but the vertical circles act as our height guide. Let's zoom this out to a level that's easy on the eyes and start with the front view under drawing. Remember, since this is a front view, we need our character proportional to a T. And what better way to do it than use the vertical symmetry tool, which is the blue line you see here. And what it does is mirror what you draw on either side of it, so you don't have to stress yourself out drawing accurate proportions from the left to the right. Now I'm using Photoshop, and this tool can be found on the extreme right of your toolbar as the butterfly icon. A pretty nifty feature if you ask me. As I've been saying in previous episodes, it's illegal to draw without the underdrawing. No, but really, I just find it easier to draw it fast, sort of like a sketch before starting to worry about the character's features. And does help me draw a good size as opposed to just starting out on features. I will do that initially and I will end up with a character that's either too big or too small, mostly too big. Then a drawing is a nice hack to stop this. Since this is a fishing expedition story, I want the character to wear fins and shoes. Some people call them flippers. What do you call them? Let me know in the comments. The rubber swinging thing is that you wear on your feet to increase your speed or help you paddle. Now, in case you're wondering, this is the monkey character, and they tend to have these long hands. So I'm going to exaggerate them a bit, and also twist them at an awkward angle to give them that monkey pose, if you know what I mean. I struggle to find it right though.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated.
Lower the opacity, and on a new layer, start filling out the character, and like before, use the vertical symmetry tool.
Loneliness, I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it out of
Generally, kids have large ears and heads, but monkey ears are a whole set of beak.
Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish
I find the monkey nose hard to draw. You know the way it looks flat, or like it's sunk into the face. Somehow it doesn't protrude to the outside. Yeah, so I'll just draw a regular nose. That's the beauty of creating original characters. You can have them look whichever way you please.
how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed. When we play our roles and ignore the problems.
As I mentioned before, this character will be swimming or will have to at some point. So in addition to the fins on his feet, he had on some swimming goggles. My initial idea was to have him wear them, but then I thought about drawing facial expressions and felt like they could get in the way. So that's why I have them on top of his head. I always want the character to have a unique feature, and this one, like the others, has to be the head, or rather the hair. It's a messy bun, but inspired by croissant.
I like to be way more patient. Stay up, I feel so outdated. How can we look the other way? Sun is out, but the sky is gray. What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow. I think I'll chew it.
Adding some bango here for vibes because the body is rather naked and plain. And a treble neck piece as well.
I wish I knew.
Putting on some loincloth because why would you want to see a monkey's pride? Anyway, this piece was inspired by the Egyptian loincloth. I think it's called Lashendit. Don't know if I'm butchering the pronunciation.
It's not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I wish I knew.
And finally, the fins of flippers. Not forgetting the tail.
How much I miss not knowing.
I cleaned it up a little, and that's it for the front view. Next, we draw some horizontal guides marking out the character's features and position. We'll use the guides for the rest of the poses. You can draw as many as you please. We'll fast forward this, then lower the opacity. Move the artboard to the left and duplicate the front view to use it as a base for the back view. Now delete the obvious front features like the hair pattern, front facing goggles, the face, ears, neck piece, tummy, loincloth, front facing shoes, and the hands. Oh, I forgot to flip the character. Tail should face the opposite side of the front view. Then start drawing the back features like the strap, make some adjustment to the hair pattern, draw the back of the loincloth, not forgetting that the hanging piece ought to be visible from the back. These hands are tricky because the thumbs after flipping still need to be inside, like near the legs. Then the fingers are all visible from this angle. Then the fins, and lastly the tail. Back view done. For the side view, let's move the artboard to the left and again start with the underdrawing. Remember, we are still using the green lines to accurately draw the character, ensuring all features are in line. For the side view, we will not draw the arm, but instead replace it with this circle to show the arm's attachment. Now, I'm a self-taught artist and I don't know the reason why guys don't draw the arm. It's something I've observed and just assumed it's the norm. Basically, when in the flow. Maybe someone can relate to me in the comments. I realized the legs here have a slight lean forward, so I adjusted them to fit. As you can tell, the back view does not have face details like the front view, so I have to switch them for easier referencing. So lower the opacity and on a new layer, start filling out the character. I just love this hairdo. I'm obsessed. Hope it turns out right when I add color. Sometimes with that, what is in your mind doesn't necessarily transfer well to paper. Well, in this case, the screen. But keeping my fingers crossed. and side view done. One more. I find the recorder view as the best view, not just in the turnaround, but also in drawing things like expressions, poses, movement, and so on. You don't often have to think strictly about proportions from the left to the right and vice versa. I actually avoid front view and back view poses as much as I can when drawing scenes. I find the proportions too technical. I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the noon. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I like to be weighing my patience. Stay up, I feel so outdated. How can we look the other way? Sun is out, but the sky is gray. What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow. I think I'll chew it. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I wish I knew.
I wanted to draw the snooker goggles, but realized they can be quite a drawful. Handful, drawful. Anyway, the simple design will do just fine. Also, you have to think of where or how you'll end up using your character. He looks like he's kinda wearing a motorbike helmet, right? But Maggie's facial hair tends to have this look even on real monkeys, like their faces are popping out of a hoodie. If it was a single use character where you just draw a pose and that's it, you can go gung ho on it. Make it as complex and wild as your imagination permits. But when you have to use a character in a whole composition with various scenes, dynamic poses, and so on, better keep the design simple. It will save you time on drawing fine elements that may otherwise end up lost within a scene. A standalone character can have some wild details, and the detail will still pop when you look at it, textures and all. On the other hand, in an environment, fine details tend to be diluted by the overall scene. That's not to say your characters shouldn't stand out. Matter of fact, they should. That's where special features like the hair, in this case, come in handy. And they can be anything: a distinct shape of the head, body, outfit, something they might be carrying like a bag. Don't limit your imagination. What have you done? To recap all the views, here goes. Remember to like this video and please subscribe to help me grow the channel. Thank you for watching till the end. Let's interact in the comments. It feels good to hear from you. Stay safe. Love.